Yes, okay.
So this weekend's been about getting Amazon listings, the process of setting up an Amazon listing and selecting products and looking at building a business using the Amazon platform, whether it's in Australia, America, India, what the opportunity that Amazon presents. And Raymond's been attending.
Yes.
And one of the things that we've covered is the copy in relationship to the Amazon listing.
Yes.
What you did a draft before we had the weekend session, and we've been looking at good sessions and bad sessions, what good listings look like and what bad listings look like.
Yes.
From the work that you've done, where you've actually pulled all the information in relationship to the product together and started a draft, what are the key elements that you learned through that process?
From the new session currently?
Yeah. What were some of the distinctions that you learned?
I think, for example, the bullet points to have the main subject of this bullet point in, for example, caps lock.
Yeah.
So you can scroll through bullet points real fast.
Yeah.
And then have the small description in normal size characters behind it, for if people are interested to read more about this particular headline.
Yeah. Okay. And then looking at how you keyword load the titles.
Yes. Yeah. To make the titles use all the space you get, like the 200 characters.
Characters. Yeah.
Yes. And then put there in as much as the functionality or as much item advantages in there, so that people can, when they search on, for example, a kettle, that they can see, okay, this one has a warmer function, so they search for kettle with keep warm function, and if that's in your title, your product will rank higher than other products.
Yeah. And what did you learn about image making and the power of image making?
Well, the images, the best thing about the images is that they are on top, so you don't have to scroll down. So what you want to try is to list as much information in the images as possible.
Yeah.
So infographics are a good way to do this. You can list your advantages inside the second or third image. You can also list things, for example, the guarantee the product has, technical specifications, or seeing somebody using the product and like having a stock photo of it.
Yeah.
Or somebody using your product, so people know how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. And identifying, addressing some of the competitors.
Yes, the disadvantages or problems, and you can go into the subject of what your competitors' problems are, and then say that your product solves them.
Yeah. So the other thing that, in terms of the images, one of the main concerns that I had with this was there's two products. So it looks like if that was in a listing,
okay,
that would not be accurate. You actually need the one product. And if you were going to show open and close, that would be your second or third image. But you would need to make clear that it's only one product.
Yeah, that you don't get two cases for the price of one.
That's right.
Okay.
And so that you've got to be super clear with this. And the other thing is great images. Love the shadows. You saw the benefits of the white against the image, really nicely photoshopped. These are too small, the text is too small. If that gets shrunk, you're not going to be able to read that very well.
Yeah.
Yeah? So how you bring the specifications up within the frame that you have available to you and get it so that it's readable in a smaller format. Those are things that have become really important. And that's where some iconography becomes important.
Okay.
You know, the value of you saw the BPA free and the various different icons.
Yeah, short icons to make instantly clear that, example, this product is recyclable.
That's right.
Or this product is rechargeable.
That's right. So if there's icons that can cut through, so that you're not using so much text, so that could be a consideration. And similarly, guarantees or warranties. The company has that, I'm sure.
Yes, we have.
So make that really, that's a point of difference. It's Australian made, so that's kind of a point of difference. It's not Chinese
It's a
made.
selling point.
It's a selling point.
Yes.
So how can you load that kind of all that information into the image as in a way that cuts through without a lot of text? So they're things for the company to think through.
Yes, it's quicker for the eye to recognize.
That how the eye can recognise it. Like if there's an Australian image, if there's a a guarantee, so that's cool. But it's a great start. I mean, the image is fantastic. You just need to kind of look at, you're not buying two.
Exactly.
You're only buying one.
Yes.
And getting really clear on what are the benefits that are the cut throughs for the electrician. So I'd be sitting down and talking with
Yes.
an electrician.
Yes, and we got space for 7 images, so we can do advantages in one image. Let's say we got 4 advantages.
You've got
we
9
can split
images.
them. 9 images, okay.
Yeah.
So we can spread those out over the
Exactly.
images, have close-ups.
That's right. So that it's really clear. That becomes just that section becomes quite a substantial. This is really important. That's a big feature. How many plugs can I
Outlets you
put?
have.
How many
Yes.
outlets can I put in there?
I think I've put this in the description of one of the.
It's one of them, but I want to see that. That's for me is
On your
really
image.
important. Yeah,
Okay,
because if
great.
if I want to run, 5 tools, I can use this. But
Yes.
so if I've got multiple tradies on the site, how many can I run? And that becomes an important consideration. That there should be between my eyes.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. Thanks.
But otherwise, look, fantastic research, great start, and I think the information today gave you some stuff to work
Yes,
with.
we do. Yeah, I do got
Yeah.
some improvements to be made.
So so well done.
So which one do you like better from, let's say, the A version to the B version?
B version. I like the B text.
Yes.
I think, but it needs to be, how he pointed out that technical list that made it
Yes.
a lot easier to read. Lots of
Yeah.
lists,
Yeah.
things that you can scan easily. The specifications, all of that information really clearly laid out. And look, I didn't correct that. I corrected that.
Okay.
But the caps. What are the key points for each of the bullet points?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because
So and then the text follows. So it's like, what are the 5 things that a trader is looking for?
Okay, because what I did is the A version I used mainly
The keywords.
the keywords found
Yeah.
on the internet,
Yeah.
and the B version I mainly focused on the product itself.
Yeah.
So one is like SEO optimized, and
Yeah.
the other one is like product optimized.
Yeah. So it's a merging of the two.
Okay.
Yes. You've got to speak to the customer.
Yeah.
What are they looking for?
Yeah, and try to get those two in.
And then you get the keywords. So that's where I use my spreadsheet when I'm writing. I've got my spreadsheet with all the search numbers in front of me.
Yeah.
Then I have, okay, what's the customer point of view? And then I'll go, okay, these are the 5 kind of key things that I've researched from all the competitors and the things that people have written about.
Yeah.
So I've got that in a spreadsheet. So I know what they're looking for.
And then you combine this.
And then I can sit there and combine, and I make sure that the top, with one that I just did, I just needed to reverse the phrase, and it gave us 200,000 more searches. And if you've got that in the spreadsheet,
Okay. Yeah.
you can say, because Susie does these things really quickly, and then I go back and go, no, I've got my spreadsheet and I've got my, my competitor analysis, and I will rework it with looking at, okay, these are the search functions, and it's often a tweaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tweaking and seeing
Yeah.
which one works better.
So I would never sit down and write without having that in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I sit there, I've got that, I've got the complaints, I know exactly what I'm trying to address. I've worked out the 5 key principles that I want to pull together.
Yes, and focus on
Yeah, and then I focus on, and then I'll get it. And then I make sure that all of those are optimized searches are in there as part of the addressing the customer concern. So it's a merging of the two.
Yes.
And making it so that your eye sees it really easily, so that the information architectures, we saw, you know, having the caps, having it really clear what you're looking at.
Yes, without having to scroll 30
Without-
seconds,
yeah.
you know what it is.
But then when you want to go and find out all the features and all the kind of detailed information,
you can scroll down for more
It's all
information.
there, but it's all bulleted points, and it's all with headers that categorise it. So with a quick scan, you can find all the details.
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah? Cool.
Great.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, whoever you are.